y'all. Great line is it? Come on for the walk. Or, if I start walking, y'all, get your mats if you're going to do some stretch out. Line up, you walk wall to wall. Stand up if you're walking in place. Get your chair, you're going to do chair exercising. Get your weights if you're going to lift weights. Jump on your bike. Start your treadmill. Woo. Y'all know we listen to the ancestors. I had to have my Don't Strike My Hood video there.
Power on. Please support.
No, it's our ancestors. It's their ancestors too. And they said, if you use our ancestors, you gotta pay us. Great Lions, let's get this party started right. I don't want y'all saying, oh, she said quick walk, and then she's talking, and she be talking, and then be talking. Hey, y'all. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell a friend to exercise. Want to stay alive. Want life. Want life. Want it more abundantly, not the cult thing, the earth thing, the universe thing, the energy thing. Yeah, y'all. So, a couple days ago, listened to my podcasters, and I heard something about they sneaking a lot of money in some package, but some more billions to send to Ukraine. So I said, why these European Africans sending money to war? War. So for war. I said, but they sneaking into the package. So I said, wow. So, of course, I just clicked into the vibes of the ancestors, and they say, they vibe. They don't talk to me. I'm not crazy. I don't hear voices. Whew. Anyway, they vibed to me, and they said, no, I vibed to them. I said, that could be a lot of reparation, but I said, for February, we ain't gonna focus on that. That's the European African shit, and it holds us back. And then I got a vibe saying, no. Go for it. How much do you think you get if all that money that was sent to Ukraine was given to African Americans for the ancestral reparation? And some of my suffering and torment is going in there, honey, because they ain't stopped yet. So, I said, well, they probably done gave Ukraine about $40 billion by now. Don't want to give us nothing for teeth, health, children, nothing. These European Africans, all they want is war. So then the ancestors vibed to me, they said, if they took that money and gave it to us 50 million African Americans, how much do you think each of us would get? So I was vibing back to them. I was like, y'all know math ain't my strong suit. I ain't going for that. I don't know how to convert billions into millions. So then they said it'll work out to be about $684,000 a piece. I said $684,000 a piece, which is a number y'all should play. Back in the old days, they used to run to old people and ask them, what number you dream? What number you see? What number you feel? But that's when we was important. So, I said, wow. I don't know how you came up with that number, but it sounds good. And so they said, what would you do? What would you do if you got a check in the mail That it can be from a family dying from anywhere. And you look, you saw your name, and you saw $684,000. Well, I have experienced a windfall, not that great, but I've experienced windfall. So the first thing you do is you deny it. You're like, oh, my eyes not seeing that's not the number. That's not real. This check is not real. This money is not real. It's a fake. I'm dreaming. I'm getting prepared. So I brought up the answer. So what is this? They said when you go on a walk, since y'all wanting, use $684,000. What would you get? What wants would you get? So I said, oh, okay. All right. You done exec the knife it for me, $684,000. Okay. If I have to look at any of my debts, it ain't over $15,000. Well, I never made nothing. Anyway. So I'm vibing back and forth, and I said, talk about it. Told me to ask y'all, what would you do with $684,000? Because we're supposed to be wanting. We're supposed to want more. We were supposed to want best, want big, want. So I said, oh, wow. See, your ancestors love you, and they ain't no dummies. These European Africans out here are the dummies running this penal colony. So I was like, well, okay, what's the first thing I would do? Alright, I calmed down. I would not tell a soul. Nope. I don't care if we all got the checks in the mail. I wouldn't tell a soul. So then I said, oh, let me keep all this paperwork together because you got to go to the bank and you got to prove you ain't selling drugs. It's okay. All right. So I would take it and deposit it into my bank account. Yep. First thing. Now, with the money I have available, and I'm going to go ahead and, get me a housekeeper. If they pick Maria, they pick Martha, whoever, they can pick Kim. I don't give a damn. So that's the first thing I would do. Oh, that made me feel so happy. Remember, it's all about the quality of life and your happiness. What makes you happy? Even wondering what you would do is so initially, $684,000. So initially, I was like, okay, I don't want a house because, oh, this is what they vibed. They broke it down, honey. You should be proud of your ancestors. They ain't no dumb bitches and they ain't no punk bitches. So, they said, okay, first of all, let's look at the amount of $684,000. I said, okay, because my daughter's in real estate. I said that would be a good, solid bones house. I was more current with all the modern conveniences involved. You know, the vacuum cleaner in the wall where you just put the holes to it. And, of course, my freezer with my water and my ice. Duvet. I hope I'm saying that right. That's a toilet with the water. Ooh. And that would be 4 bedrooms. With ensuite bathrooms and 2 without, 1 hall bathroom. Downstairs, I would make that a full bathroom, even though it's a guest bathroom. I would still make it a full bathroom because guess where the guests gonna be showering. So I say 3-car garage, swimming pool. Depends upon some places where you get it. If you buy the land and you make it yourself, hell, you can have a tennis court. Especially if you go to the Midwest. But honey, that's where them European Africans are mad out of control. So stay away from them. So I got the feel of what $684,000 is. I said, okay, I don't want a big house. I'm too old. I want a tiny cottage. Like one big studio. I don't want no stairs. I don't want it. And I've been seeing some awesome tiny houses and shit. Oh, of course I'd be near my daughter. Oh, I would tell her I had the money. And then she'd probably say, Mommy, I have money too. I was like, yay. Then, remember what I told you about yesterday? Yes, honey. I'm going to get a big gold chain with big gold letters. DNR. Do not resuscitate. I'm out. Then I get a belly chain, gold chain with do not resuscitate. I get gold. The one I'm getting this month is coming from Amazon, so that lets you know I go. But with $684,000, I would get a gold bracelet with diamonds on it. Do not necessitate. Ankle bracelet. Little diamonds. Gold. And it says do not necessitate. Now I know when I die, I hope they let me die before they steal the do not necessitate and really abide by what it's saying. Don't touch me. So I was like, okay, because I'm feeling happy. You see, the cults teach you wrong. Well, I learned. Ancestors, universe, they don't respond to needs. They respond to wants because wants makes you happy. And they respond to the vibration of happiness. Need tends to be depressive, where you're not happy. You don't even say, I need food because it'll make me happy. Then the ancestors say, okay, it'll make you happy. They're not looking at that need thing. That's y'all fake gods. Anyway, $684,000. I said, okay. I get a little tiny house, a couple of tiny dogs. I was like, by the sea or like in the wooded areas. I was like, oh wow, yeah. I would want a golf cart. A golf cart. I'm not driving, but I jump in my golf cart and zip where. Basically, hopefully my daughter's living close. I can jump in my golf cart, ride to her house, go in her refrigerator and freezer and cabinet and shit and get everything I need, and then jump back in my cart and drive home. Woo! Happy days. Vibrate happiness. What would you do? $684,000. It's not $1 million. It's close. But it's enough to get some wants done. What are you working on? Like for me, I need Maria. Because Mama Maria is doing what she's doing, honey. I am editing. I am recording. I would jump in my car and spend the whole day out just getting footage so I can come back and cut it up and put it to some music. Oh, I'd be so happy. Oh, the creative freedom. $684,000. Want y'all? Want a lot? I'm saying $684,000. You may be saying $684 million. You may be saying $684 billion. Want y'all? Want best? Want better? Want great? Want more? Want your kids? If you want it, you keep it. If you don't, if you don't want it, it's gonna be caught up in the tides. Want. Don't be ashamed to want. Want, not a dream. Want. And by exercising stuff, you're shifting and you're moving around the atmosphere and the energy. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Remembering Slavery. Cause if I stop walking now, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay. Swash it around a little bit. If I stop walking, y'all, the game's gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. I don't want y'all to be talking about me. So.
Bet with him to buy me from him and let the white folks hire me out. No slave could own a slave, so father got the consent and help of his owners to buy me, and they asked Long to put me on the block again. Long did so and named his price. But when he learned who had bid me off, he backed down. Later in the day, he put me on the block and named another price much higher than the price formerly set. He was asked by the white folks to name his price for his bargain, and he did so. I was again put on the auction block, and father bought me in, putting up the cash. Long then flew into a rage, saying, "You think you are white, do you? Now just to show you are black, I will not let you have your son at any price." Father knew it was all off. Mother was frantic, but there was nothing they could do about it. They had to stand and see the speculator put me on his horse behind him and ride away without allowing either of them to tell me goodbye. I figure I was sold 3 times in one day. Mother was told under threat of whooping not to make any outcry when I was carried away. He took me to his home, but on the way he stopped for refreshments at a plantation, and while he was eating and drinking, he put me into a room where 2 white women were spinning flax. I was given a seat across the room from where they were working. After I had sat there a while, wondering where I was going and thinking about mother and home, I went over to one of the women and asked, "Missus, when will I see my mother again?" She replied, "I don't know, child. Go and sit down." I went back to my seat, and as I did, both the women stopped spinning for a moment, looked at each other, and one of them remarked, "Almighty God, this slavery business is a horrible thing. Chances are this boy will never see his mother again." The remark nearly killed me as I began to fully realize my situation. Long, the Negro trader, soon came back, put me on his horse, and finished the trip to his home. He kept me at his home a while, and then traded me to a man named William Moore. Moore at this time was planning to move to Kentucky, which is what he did, taking me with him. Mother found out by the grapevine telegraph that I was going to be carried to Kentucky. She got permission and came to see me before they carried me off. When she started home, I was allowed to go part of the way with her, but they sent 2 Negro girls with us to ensure my return. We were allowed to talk privately, but while we were doing so, the 2 girls stood a short distance away and watched, as the master told them when They laughed that if I escaped, they would be whooped every day until I was caught. When the time of parting came, and I had to turn back, I burst out crying loud. I was so weak from sorrow, I could not walk. The two girls who were with me took me by each arm and led me along, had carrying me.
Now I remember seeing a heap of slave sales. They's all in chains and speculators selling and buying them off. I also remember seeing a drove of slaves with nothing on but a rag betwixt the legs being galloped round before the buyers.
Josephine Smith was 94 when interviewed in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And y'all can't
Her
make it
transcript
past
is
40.
read by Miss
Oh, I
Vicki.
forgot doctor's y'all
But
friend.
the worst thing I ever seen, though, it was a woman at Lewisburg who had been sold off from her 3-week-old baby. And she was being marched to New Orleans. She had walked till she was about to give out and so weak enough to fall into the middle of the road. She was chained to 20 or 30 other slaves, and they stopped to rest in the shade of a big old oak tree while the speculators ate their dinner. Of course, slaves ain't had no dinner. And as I passed by, this woman begs me in God's name for a drink of water. Oh, I give it to her too. I ain't never been so sorry for nobody. It was the month of August, and the sun was bearing down hot on the slaves and the drivers. And when they leave the shade, they walk for a little piece, and this woman fall out. She dies right there at the side of the road, dead, just dead, right there. And right there they buries her, cussing, and they telling me about losing money on her. Oh, Lord Jesus, Lord.
Guess who do that to you? Your own peoples. Them European Africans. Yes. It's hard to think. It's easy to say, oh, it's the unicorns because nobody with my own blood would treat me so horribly. Yeah. They were mixed race. Closer to the European complexion on the outside, but all African on the inside. Your own race. And that's another reason why African Americans don't want to fess up. They say, oh, black people own slavery. They talk about the dark on the outside. No, the European Africans own. That's how they got you out of Europe. I'm talking to the ancestors. Well, they know that. They always say, we know. I'm like, I just want you all to know, I know. But what do you ask for? All they could focus on was freedom. I want freedom. I want freedom to do what? Those who say, I want to get a trade. I want to take care of myself. Guess what? Harry Tubman came by. Something happened to them to get that one. And everybody else says, I want freedom. I want freedom to do what? I want freedom to own land. I want to be my own farmer. Those enslaved people, they wanted freedom. They wanted for their farm, their own land. They got that. When the chance came, they left. And they ran. Because they had their wants clear. Want, y'all. Want. We're at a point now where education is out there. You want it, it's out there, and they'll show you how to get it and how to be it, etc., etc. Our enslaved, that's why they didn't teach them nothing. That's why they didn't want them to see anything, amongst the other millions of reasons, but that's one of them. Because they would start wanting. The first time they saw an African American person that was free owning their house. They wanted to be free to own their house. And they wanted, and every day they were in the field, they wanted their own house. The ones who focus on, oh, I don't want to be in the fields. I don't like to be in the fields. This slavery continued. The ones that said, I want to work my own farm. I want my own land. I want my own kids that I can keep safe. Guess what? They did. Want, y'all. Want. And then after you want that and you get it, want more. Because every time you lose a want, another want comes. That's another thing I'm going to tell y'all about Dennis, Neil, and Larry. Those are telemarketers I was telling y'all about this week. Dennis says, in one of our counselors, he says, what do you lose when you get what you want? So, of course, we sitting there and we're like, lose? When you get what you want, you don't lose anything. He looked at us and he said, you lose the want. Let the want go when you get it. Then want something else. Want something bigger, grander, more. Want with all the expectations of receiving it. My back is strong. I'm not bent over looking at my shoes where somebody kicked me in my ass. I want this strong back. I want these strong legs. I want these strong lungs. And I got them. So we're going to be talking about $684,000 for 7 days. That's what they said. They said, you know, put it down for the next 7 days. For the walk. Yeah, y'all. They didn't know. What do you want to want? What do you want to want? The ones who said, I want to read. Because I don't know what they're doing, but I hear that if you can read that Constitution, you can be free. So some started wanting to read. To read. And when that chance came for them to be free to get out of there, they left. And the ones that just said, I hate waking up, going in the field every day. They continue to go in the field every day. And the ones that said, no. Because I can tell you, in my life, as young, especially in my grandmother's cult, they kept saying, oh, you're born to suffer, you're born to this, you're born not to have you. Inside, I kept saying to myself, hell to the no. Ain't no way I was born to go through that bullshit. But you see, I kept wanting more, and that's what they don't want you to want. But come on, y'all, get this energy right. Get this energy right, because if you don't get your wants down, you're going to be swept up in the tide. Once you get what you want, let it go. Don't keep going, I want a fur coat. Okay, you can say you want 2 fur coats. But acknowledge you got the first fur coat. Now I got this fur coat. Hey, I want another one. And this one has buttons on the outside. I want my buttons on the inside. I want leather. Maybe I want a little mink though. But let go of the first one. Yeah, I got that fur coat. But now I want another one, and I want it better. You know? Want more. The earth gives you more. You receive more. Want and want and want. Want better, want greater, want best. Let me get the weight. Want your children to be the best thing in the world. That's one thing I noticed with these cults. Where I was out of sync. Because with the other parents, because it was like, oh, He's a sinner. He's a loser. She's a whore. She's a loser. She's a... Look at here, Lindas. No. No. Just so you can say, hey, but Jesus will straighten it out. I had to tell these YouTube people, stop putting them cult commercials on my lives and my videos and stuff. I am not cult affiliated. I love humans. And I know the power of the universe Indian. I got the ancestors. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Not up, no down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Do y'all know how many hundreds is it? $684,000? Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to be so conscious of not moving my right. 1, 2, 3. I have to make sure it's the arm. Just the arm. Yeah, y'all. Hey, I feel good. This was a good week. Want y'all. Want some more. And y'all want the short walk and you got it. Have a great weekend and I'll see you next week. Thanks for coming on the walk.